You disappeared for a while. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vajjana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vajjana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vajjana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vajjana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parijakacharya Ashtotar Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parijakacharya Ashtotar Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavini Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktabinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Well, kind of blew it. The disappearance day of Narottam Das Thakur, who didn't sing. Yeah, Nilo. But I think we'll just proceed. I'll read about him now. Appearing as the son of a king, Sri Narottam Das Thakur, Sri Thakur Mahasaya, showed all the bodily symptoms of a Mahapurush, an exalted divine person. He had long arms, a deep navel, golden complexion, beautiful eyes shaped like the lotus petals. In school, he was a Shrutidar, able to memorize whatever he hears. Although he quickly mastered Sanskrit and the Vedas, he hankered to serve Krishna. He was a lifelong brahmachari. By the mercy of the holy name, Gaur-Nitai, Narottam became detached, left his opulent family, and ran to Vrindavan. He took Diksha from Sri Lokanath Goswami and Shiksha in the Gaudiya philosophy from Sri Jiva Goswami. When he arrived in Navadvip Dham, all the devotees asked him about the health and activities of the Goswamis in Vrindavan. They were eager to hear the news from Vrindavan. After visiting all of Gauranga's pastime places in Gaur-mandala, Narottam Das did the same in Sri Chaitra Dham, Jagannath Puri. Then he went to see the devotees and Sri Chaitanya's pastime spots in Shantipur, Srikhanda, Kantak Nagar, Ekachakra, and Keturi Gram. In Keturi, Sri Narottam Das Thakur arranged the famous Keturi Mahotsava. This was the first Gaur Purnima festival to honor the divine appearance day of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. During the festival, 6 deities were installed: Sri Gaurangadev, Sri Vallabhi Kanta, Sri Brajamohan, Sri Krishna, Sri Radha Kanta, Sri Radha Raman. With his sweet voice, Narottam Das began a wonderful kirtan. His chanting filled the heavens and brought down tears of prema from the eyes of the devotees, who were all sporting in the ocean of ecstasy. Quote, in the midst of their kirtan, the munificent Sri Chaitanya himself and all his personal associates appeared and joined in the Sankirtan. They had all departed now, they just came down for this festival. Like a flash of lightning in the midst of a mass of beautiful blue clouds, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself appeared in the crowd of devotees through a divine manifestation. And all this is from the Bhakti Ratnakara. At that time, although Mahaprabhu had left this world years before, many different devotees saw Mahaprabhu in different ways. Those of Sri Navadvip Dham saw him more intimately as Nimai Chandra or Vishwambar, as they knew him during his youth. Those devotees were attracted to Mahaprabhu in Sakya and Vatsalya Ras. The followers of the 6 Goswamis, who only knew Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi, related to him in the mood of Dasya Ras. And hundreds of devotees also worship Lord Chaitanya in an Aishvarya mood of awe and reverence. Quote, this is a quote, I guess, from the Bhakti Ratnakara. This festival is considered a major achievement in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Hundreds and hundreds of devotees were invited, including direct disciples of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and Advaita Acharya. At this time, many differences existed in the interpretation of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Acharya Rani, Jahnavi Devi, the widow of Nityananda, came from Kardaha with her entourage. Presiding over all the Vaishnavas, she resolved their diverse conclusions into one consistent Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. This is all quoted from the book called the Sri Navadvip Dham Parikrama. For the first time, the festival featured many kirtan styles which integrated the glorification of Lord Chaitanya with the glorification of Lord Krishna and his pastimes. And because so many Vaishnavas were present at one place, it automatically made the Keturi festival extraordinary. It also acted as an important step toward unifying all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Close quote. Narottam Das Thakur wrote many devotional songs about the spiritual master, the devotees' devotional service, the 6 Goswamis, Gaur Nityananda, and Radha Krishna. Although composed with sweet melodies in simple Bengali language, Narottam Das's songs give Shastric Siddhanta and devotional inspiration. Srila Prabhupada often sang these bhajans. Considering them non-different from Vedic Shastra, he quoted them in his Bhagavatam lectures. Prarthana and Prema Bhakti Chandrika are Narottam's most famous works. The following excerpt from Prema Bhakti, excerpt comes from Prema Bhakti Chandrika. Quote, Radha and Krishna are my goal in life and death, and they are the masters of my breath. Performing my bhajan only for them, I rise and fall in the ocean of prem. I pray that I can always maintain this conception within my heart as my highest ideal. Let me serve the lotus feet of Radha Govinda. Let my mind be filled with dedication to the divine forms that defeat the beauty of Cupid and Rati. With a straw between my teeth, I fall at their divine feet and present my humble appeal. O Kishore Kishori, O son of Nanda Maharaj, Shyamasundar, and O daughter of King Vrishabhanu, Sri Radha. You enchant even Hari, and your bodily complexion is the color of a golden lotus. O Krishna, with a bodily color like an Indranila gem, your beauty mocks Cupid. O topmost dancers, Sri Radha and Krishna, please dance within my mind. O you whose beauty increases the charm of your dazzling ornaments, day and night, I wish only that I shall go on singing your glories in great ecstasy. Narottam Das serves Srimati Radhika as Champak Manjari. His samadhi is in Radha Gokulananda's temple courtyard. Shri Narottam Das Thakur Ki Jai. And now we'll proceed to Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayana Namaskritya Narang Chaitanarotamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. By attending Srimad Bhagavatam class regularly and serving the pure devotee, before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, we should offer our respectful obeisances unto Lord Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the Goddess of Fortune, unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author, and unto Srila Prabhupada, the translator, commentator, and our spiritual master. Nashta Prayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki. By regular attendance in classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering devotional service to the pure devotee, all that is inauspicious within the heart is destroyed almost to nil, and loving devotion to the Supreme Lord, who is glorified in transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Okay. On this 21st day of October 2024 in San Diego, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We are in Canto 7, The Science of God, Chapter 14, Ideal Family Life, text number 9. Magostra, Kara, Markaku, Sarisrip, Kaga, Makshikaha, Atmanaha, Putravat, Pashyet, Thair, Esham, Antaram, Kiyat, Magostra Kadamarkaku, Sarisrip Kagamakshikaha, Atmanak Putravat, Atmanak Putravat Pashyet, Thaire Shamantaram Kiyat, Magostra Kadamarkaku, Sarisrip Kagamakshikaha, Atmanak Putravat Pashyet, Thaire Shamantaram Kiyat, Magostra Kadamarkaku, Sarisrip Kagamakshikaha, Atmanak Putravat Pashyet, Thaire Shamantaram Kiyat, Magostra Kadamarkaku, Sarisrip Kagamakshikaha, Atmanak Putravat Pashyet, Thaire Shamantaram Kiyat, Magostra Kadamarkaku, Sarisrip Kagamakshikaha, Atmanak Putravat Pashyet, Thaire Shamantaram Kiyat, Magostra Kadamarkaku, Sarisrip Kagamakshikaha, Atmanak Putravat Pashyet, Thaire Shamantaram Kiyat. Ladies? Magostra Kadamarkaku, Sarisrip Kagamaksikaha Atmanak Putravat Pashet Heresham Antarang Kiyat Magosta Karamakaku Sarisrip Kagamaksikaha Atmanak Putravat Pashet Tairesham Antarang Kiyat. Mriga, deer. Ushtra, camels. Kara, asses. Marka, monkeys. Aku, mice. Sadisrip, snakes. Kaga, birds. Makshikaha, flies. Atmanaha, of oneself. Putravat, like the sons. Pashet, one should see. Tai, with those sons. Esham, of these animals. Antaram, difference. Kiyat, how little. Did anyone know what Makshika meant? You knew about the flies, huh? All right. Translation. One should treat animals such as deer, camels, asses, monkeys, mice, snakes, birds, and flies exactly like one's own son. How little difference there actually is between children and these innocent animals. No, okay. Purport. One who is in Krishna consciousness understands that there is no difference between the animals and the innocent children in one's home. Even in ordinary life, it is our practical experience that a household dog or cat is regarded on the same level as one's children without any envy. Like children, the unintelligent animals are also sons of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore a Krishna-conscious person, even though a householder, should not discriminate between children and poor animals. Unfortunately, modern society has devised many means for killing animals in different forms of life. For example, in the agricultural fields, there may be many mice, flies, and other creatures that disturb production, and sometimes they are killed by pesticides. In this verse, however, such killing is forbidden. Every living entity should be nourished by the food given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Human society should not consider itself the only enjoyer of all the properties of God. Rather, men should understand that all the other animals also have a claim to God's property. In this verse, even the snake is mentioned, indicating that a householder should not be envious even of a snake. If everyone is fully satisfied by eating food that is a gift from the Lord, why should there be envy between one living being and another? In modern days, people are very much inclined toward communistic ideas of society. But we do not think that there can be any better communistic idea than that which is explained in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Even in the communistic countries, the poor animals are killed without consideration, although they also should have the right to take their allotted food with which to live. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandana Salakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, but my spiritual master Srila Prabhupada opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisance unto him and all members of Sri Parampara. So this verse presents us with a dilemma, because we're in the middle of a war with our small friends in the kitchen, and I use friends in quotation marks. So I don't know how to reconcile that, because these and also the thing with the snakes. I mean, snakes. Prabhupada was shocked at first when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati ordered to kill a snake. Was it in Mayapur? Probably in Mayapur. And what sticks in my mind is this image, although I didn't see it personally, but I've heard the story of how Jayapataka Maharaj had a rifle, and there was a snake that was threatening the devotees, and he went out into the field. I don't know if you were there, maybe you were a kid at that time, maybe not even born. But it was, and he was going, it was high, the grass was very high, apparently. So he was going here and there, and they were looking from the balcony, you know, I forget, maybe the Long Building or somewhere, or maybe the Lotus Building. And they saw the snake, you know, coming through the grass, they could see the grass moving, and they were trying to call to him. And he turned out at the last moment, and the big cobra had his head up, and he was about to strike, and he blew his head off with the rifle. So, and Prabhupada often said that he quoted, he cited that pastime with his spiritual master when he was surprised when he ordered the snake killed, I think. But then he read in the Shastra somewhere that even the snakes, because they're by nature envious. In other words, so they can't really be pacified or trained, But here we have the householders have to even think of the snakes as their children. Don't think of the children as the snakes. Think of the snakes as the children. Anyway, so this is a important understanding, is that we shouldn't, by nature, we should see. Let's put it positively. We should see all these creatures, including trees. It doesn't mention trees here. But this is what a real Mahabhagavat sees. He doesn't actually, famously there's a verse, I'm sorry, I don't know the Bengali. He doesn't actually see the tree, but he sees Krishna, right? Even when seeing a tree. And why? Because there's a spirit soul there. There's a spirit soul, and that spirit soul is part and parcel of Krishna as much as we are. Due to bad karma, like, when I go on my walk, I sometimes see there's all these trees and bushes and plants and things, And I'm seeing them all, due to bad karma, they're stuck in this body for so many years, they can't even move, And so I try to chant a little louder, give them, the Hare Krishna. I think Haridas Thakur would do that also. He would chant loudly. You could walk around in the outside and give the, blessings of the holy name. So that's the vision of a real devotee. He sees Krishna everywhere, especially in living entities, but even in the inanimate things, because there's the super soul is present everywhere, and everything is. There's a verse, Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan. It starts that way. Did you ever hear that? Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan. This universe is Bhagavan, Ivetara, but it seems to be different from him. Now, how is the universe Bhagavan? Because it's an extension of his energies, both the material energies and the spiritual energy. And he's present in every atom. In all those atoms scattered throughout the whole huge universe, he's present in every atom. So, where is there not Krishna? Where is there not Vishnu? It's it's just all of his energies, including us. So if you see this, when the sun comes up, you may not see the sun, which is coming over the horizon over there, but you see the windows getting lighter and everything. Oh, this is now I see the sun is up. So you're seeing the influence of the sun, and you're realizing the presence of the sun. So in a similar way, the great purified souls see Krishna everywhere, and they try to help others to do that because seeing Krishna and bringing Krishna into your life and understanding a relationship with him and serving him is the only hope people have for deliverance from birth and death. And in this age especially, it's very likely that someone will lose the precious human form of life because there's no culture of sacrifice or understanding of these things. It's all very materialistic. We're in this final run to this insane election that we're having. I'm not going to bring up any politics, I promise not to do this. Someone complained, they wrote me a letter because they hear my cousin, and I had mentioned one of the protagonists. I'm not going to mention his or her name, just be very... And they said, why do you bring politics into it? I said, okay, I won't do that anymore. But as an example, it's so degraded. The whole thing is so degraded, Meanwhile, you have genocide going on in Israel. Oh no, now I'm going to get another email. But anyway, it's certified, and horrible things going on. So what's the only hope for the world? The only hope is Krishna consciousness. The only hope is that people can be awakened. Because you see that the evil effects of all of this misinformation, disinformation, lying, false thing, people don't even know the truth, but still so much ignorance is being propagated as things you should know and things you should live by. And so where is there any other countervailing force besides the Hare Krishna movement? And it's all based on the truth, the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the foundation of all the knowledge that we have. And of course, along with Bhagavad Gita as introduction. It's so essential. Prabhupada, see, this is the only hope. And he took the mission from his spiritual master, the order, and also to fulfill Lord Chaitanya's prediction that his name would be sung everywhere. And heroically and courageously, he came to America and started this movement. So 55 years ago now, I think. No, 58 years it was founded. Founded in '66. So time is flying. So we are the bearers of this great treasure and the knowledge and the process of devotional service and all that has been given to us. So it's a great responsibility, because it's the only hope for humanity. And if we try to propagate the knowledge, and we spread the chanting and maintain the temple so people will come and they'll feel enlivened in Krishna consciousness, just like this wonderful month of Damodar. And I guess on the weekend, so many people can come, and fill up the temple and worship the Lord and participate in the festivities. So Krishna is present in all of these things. He's present in the deity, he's present, of course, in his holy name primarily, in the prasadam, and in the devotees. When the devotees are purely giving Krishna out, then Krishna empowers you to... I read this incredible thing. I have to share this. I don't know how many of you have read that book by that Vijay compiled. He truly compiled a book called The Treasures of the Brihat Madanga. It truly is a treasure. I just opened it at random. I have so many books. I have 4 bookshelves, and they're all overflowing. All these years I've been collecting books, So many of the books I don't even have room to put in, so I leave them out, and so they're facing out. And so I said, well, I worked on that book actually for some time. And there are so many remembrances of devotees on Sankirtan, book distribution. Shiva Ram Swami, he was telling, he's originally Canadian, born Canadian. He joined in Toronto or Montreal, I forget which. But they would do book distribution in America. So they came down to Chicago. Chicago was a big center of book distribution. The airport, O'Hare Airport. Probably heard it was O'Hare. Oh, you should go to the people in charge of the airport and say you should be Hare Krishna Airport. You've already got half the name already. So Tipperary said, "Okay, I'll go and propose it." But it was a place of pilgrimage for book readers from all over, So he was from Toronto, but he said we were doing books in Chicago Airport, the biggest, most busy airport in the country at that time. And so they had this idea that we don't really have to speak to distribute these books. The power of the books, and the devotees. So he describes how he approached one guy, didn't say a word, pointed to the book, and offered that he open it and read it, indicate he should read it without talking to him. So the fellow opened the book, and Srimad Bhagavatam says he felt that he was appreciating, and so he then pointed to, I think the heart, to his heart, that was exactly heart, and he pointed to his wallet, to his pocket, and the guy responded. And there was this whole exchange going on without a word being spoken. He took the book, and I think he took a second book. It was the whole thing, and just it was so nicely told that it was because every day we're dealing with these supernatural forces. We kind of take it for granted. Oh yeah, I chanted my rounds, But Krishna's listening, he's hearing, how you're chanting the rounds, and he's reciprocating, he's giving us so much peace, ecstasy, all the things we feel in chanting Hare Krishna mantra, even in the neophyte state. And we know because we have faith in the books, we have faith in the gurus, we have faith in the whole line, Narottam Das Thakur, that what's available if we really follow the process nicely is an ever-expanding ocean of bliss and evaporation of fear, even in this fearful world. You're willing to face so many dangers because you're not going to die. Everybody dies. Nobody dies. wake up, and open your eyes. You're not that body, you're a pure spirit soul. Then, what's the next line? Chant the holy name and attain life's goal. You know that one? Kids can learn this. So, what is this chapter? This chapter is, of course, the ideal family life. And it's not, it's not something someone could get the Srimad Bhagavatam set without knowing much and read this and then follow all the instructions right away. I mean, this is quite a challenge. Treat all the animals, such as deer, animals, asses, monkeys. Well, deer, camels, asses, monkeys, that's rare enough. Mice, snakes, birds and flies, as my own sons. I don't know, I'm going to have to work on that, see if I can develop that kind of consciousness. But this is the Bhagavatam. It is absolute, and there are so many things in there to challenge your faith. The fifth canto, when that came out, some devotees left the movement. They couldn't see Mount Meru out there in Jambudweep. It just didn't make any sense. All we learned in third grade, where the stars, how far the sun is, it was too much of a challenge. And it was a challenge. I didn't worry about it. I said, well, I'll understand it eventually. I'm working on the book, the fifth canto. I did a few chapters in there. But from the beginning, just the whole idea of God as a most delightful, loving, playful person who we can know personally, who we once knew personally, I mean, the whole thing is really amazing. But while following the process of Bhakti Yoga, then your Krishna gives you the blessing of the faith in these things, if you're really sincere, and it is a blessing. What is it? Remember that verse? Those who know it can chant with me. Satam prasangan mama virya sambido bhavantirit karna rasaya nakata chanjoshanana shvapavarga vartmani shadharatir bhaktaranukramishiti. This is like a central verse for the movement. It's in the teachings of Kapila Dev. I don't know if I've given the class. Most of you know that I picked out these 8 verses, calling them Sadhu Sangashtaka. 8 verses about the importance of Sadhu Sangha. So this is what happens when you really meaningfully engage in Sadhu Sangha. Satam are the devotees. Prasangan, intense association, not something superficial, but listening carefully and absorbing. Mama virya samvido bhavanti ritkana rasayana kata. What you will do is hear in that association accounts of my glories. This is Kapila Dev speaking as an incarnation, as Krishna. Mama virya samvido, conversations, vibrations describing my mama powerful glories. Bhavanti, which produces ritkana rasayanak, which is just like a life-giving elixir for the ear and the heart. In other words, there's great pleasure in there. Rasayana kata, this kata. And what's the result of that? This is the most important kind of association with sadhus, is listening from, hearing from. This is the first service we can give to Srila Prabhupada. This day we can all personally serve him by reading his books, hearing his books, discussing his books. He's there in each word. So it says, it's Apavarga Vartmani. Who can tell me what that means? Brahmapati. Apavarga Vartmani. Vartmani is the process or the path of liberation. So by engaging in this process of liberation, sitting and associating with sadhus is what we do, the classes, and the kirtans also. So, Tadjoshanat, by engaging in this process, quickly, Tadjoshanat Ashru Apavarga, quickly one achieves these 3 things, Shraddha, Ratir, and Bhakti, Anukramishti, step by step. So your faith is deepened when you associate with advanced devotee. That's why it's important. I realize how important it is because I listen to a Prabhupada lecture every day when I'm getting ready. I have it all queued up and everything. For years I've been doing that. And reading his books is essential and fabulous, and we should do that daily, obviously, study them as we do. But hearing the voice, hearing him express these truths in the voice, like I can say the same thing, but I'm not, seeing Krishna. So although I'm convinced and I'm trying to convey it as I've read it and making mistakes and so forth, it's just not the same there's this wonderful purport in the fourth canto, maybe you're familiar with it, some of you, how the voice of the realized soul picks up the saffron mercy particles from Krishna's lotus feet. And you can directly experience that. And then you undergo a change of heart by hearing that, the power of the pure devotee speaking, the quality of the voice. That's why we're not meant to hear any kind of kirtan or Krishna katha from non-devotees, even though it may sound the same words may be spoken. It's like milk, which is so nourishing, touched by the lips of a certain. It tastes the same, but it has a poisonous effect. There's some, I don't know if he's still active or not, I'm not going to mention the name, but a kirtan leader, very good musician, became popular, devotees would listen, But he wasn't a devotee. He even said that. He said, I don't believe it, it's Krishna, but I like the mantra, Great, Of course, when Allen Ginsberg was helping Prabhupada, that was another thing, And he was, you should try to look this up. If you're interested, I can send you the article from BTG describing it back in 68 to 69. Hayagriva, the first editor, as you may know if you read Lilamrita, was a teacher. He wasn't a professor. A professor, specifically, he was an assistant teacher. He never got that. But he was a regular teacher there in Ohio State University, English instructor. And even after he joined, he would, I think in the summer or something, he did some courses there. Anyway, he was known there, and he invited, and Allen Ginsberg was huge. He was a worldwide famous person, poet, So he invited Allen Ginsberg to come, and Prabhupada to come and do a program at the University of Ohio in Columbus. And Prabhupada was eager to do it, and Allen Ginsberg, and the place was packed, basically because of Allen Ginsberg. And Prabhupada was on the stage, and I think he had Allen Ginsberg do the chanting. Maybe at first, maybe Prabhupada eventually chanted. But everyone responded. The kids all got up in their chairs. They were all dancing and jumping. And, it was unheard of, nothing like it happened before or after. But just the confluence of the energies and Prabhupada being there and Allen Ginsberg, the whole thing. So who were these kids? They were just students who were somewhat open, to do things, whatever, But they were blessed and attracted by that, and that, who knows what happened after that? Some of them maybe joined, a small number, but that'll be theirs, for the rest of their life. As we know, you do any good devotional service, even a little bit, and you're protected from the greatest danger, the most fearful type of danger. I'm campaigning to change that translation. Rather than the most dangerous type of fear, the most fearful type of danger. Neha brikkamanashosti pratyavayo nividyate swapamapyasa dharmasa tayate mahato bayat. In this endeavor, Krishna consciousness, he's talking about karma yoga, but basically it's Krishna. In this endeavor, there's no loss or diminution, and even a little advancement on this path protects one from the most fearful type of danger. Whenever Prabhupada quoted this verse and explained it, he always used the phrase something like great danger. Great danger, protects you from the greatest danger, which is losing the human form of life. And we're so thankful for that, even if we, nobody should take this seriously, but, just stop chanting and go do something else the rest of our life. We're not going to do it. But still, whatever advancement we make, even a little bit, we'll get a human form of life in the next life, because we have to be able to continue from 2%, right? So most of us have done more than 1%. So that this, what else is more auspicious? All these people struggling, and these billionaires, these guys, they're the worst. They're headed for the lowest place. What they had to do to get that money, and how they have to, and how they use it and misspend it, and all this, just an ordinary person living, But in any case, we're part of this great mission, and the fact is that sharing Krishna consciousness is most pleasing to Krishna, and that's the bottom line. That's the gold standard. The more things that you can do to please Krishna, which includes our daily sadhana, chanting nicely, avoiding the offenses, but also sharing, trying to give this invaluable treasure to others. Even if we, our little Sankirtan crew, which is now boiled down to one, and we're waiting for Govardhan to return from his trip, and go on, and Mukunda went out, and people go out. It's so inspiring to read that, because I'm my little efforts to distribute books. I would go on the subway, and we'd have our big TGs, and we'd ask for donations. We'd go through the subway. And I once did 300 some odd book points, Lakshmi points, and then gave out many BTGs one day. This was around Christmas time. But, I was so thankful to be able to be part of the book production crew, because I felt that that's also very dear to Prabhupada and part of the whole thing. And so, I've been my main participant, and giving class, like that. I used to do a lot of kirtan on the street. I don't have the voice for that anymore. But anyway, this chapter is important because that's all part of the program. Is one ashram, proper family life, the progression to life of eventual renunciation. It's all of a piece. Krishna said, Chaturvarnya Maya system, Guna Karma Bhagashala. I created this Varnashram system. So it's authorized, it's bona fide, it's effective, when followed strictly. And so we're going to keep going through this, more aspects of ideal family life. And we have a family, very encouraging family. We're very much into Krishna consciousness, and it's very inspiring to see. And I can't wait to hear when Mukunda really starts singing, because now he's participating with the drum. His sister sings so nicely. But it's yes, and it's important for everyone who comes, and because they're coming from different stages in their life, to see that it's possible to be in a family and be Krishna conscious, and to get the benefits of the whole process. You don't have to shave your head and wear this strange, clothes. Any questions or comments? I know it's only 8:35. This is a good 2 minutes fast now.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Guru.
I just want to share some experience from Sankirtan yesterday.
Please.
I met, yesterday was such a ecstatic day. I've been meeting people, and even people from India were taking books, which is kind of...
That's rare?
Yeah, it's rare and difficult. So I met a family from Mathura. They were...
Wow.
Were really into it.
I bet.
And then another young family, the guys from Mayapur, his name is Santosh, and his wife's name is Radhika. So they also took some books. But another family from India, the two brothers and the father visiting from somewhere from India. And so I gave books to one brother, and the other brother said, I want these books too, because they live separately. One lives in Chicago, and another one lives in Los Angeles. So I gave him stocks of books.
Wow.
And everyone from India is quite generous. So
thank you for sharing that. Very enlivening. For a total of 338 Lakshmi points. 20 Maha big books, 10 big, 23 medium.
Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And he was so enthusiastic that he sent me this twice. I should have read it twice. Oh, there was a correction? What was the correction?
Just the total big books was from 9 to 10. I remember.
Oh, you're right. The big books is one more. Okay, then we can adjourn. Thank you very much for your attention. I don't see Subhadra with her people, but they're going to miss out. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. How does everyone